All right. So let's talk a little bit about the null and the alternate. If you notice, these are three ideas that we looked at in the examples. So the null is always stated using an equal sign. Okay. When researchers conduct a study, they're usually looking for evidence to support their claim. So if the claim is going to be stated as the alternative hypothesis, okay, then we're going to be able to sort of have it flow in place of the null that we're going to reject. The alternative hypothesis is also sometimes this alternative over here, sometimes we call it the research hypothesis. Okay, your suspicion or your idea should be your alternate hypothesis. So a claim can either be the null or it could be the alternate hypothesis. But you need to remember that statistical evidence only supports the claim if it is the alternative. Okay, if this is something that falls in. Statistical evidence can be used to reject the claim if the null is the hypothesis. We can either reject it or we can fail to reject the null, okay? So I can either say, no, it is not equal to that particular value. In absence of a number, we're just using a k here. So in place of it, this will come into play and this will replace it, okay? We never accept anything. We either, and this is an important thing because it's a little bit difficult for us because we come from a world where something can be either black or white. It's not that we don't say this is black and this is not black. All right. So it's really important to sort of get your mind trained into thinking that we either reject the null, or for the alternate, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, these are the only two options that we have. We are not accepting anything. Okay, so after stating the hypothesis, you design a study. The researcher is going to select the correct statistical test, going to choose the appropriate significance level. Okay, we call this alpha. We talked a little bit about this alpha previously, all right, when we talked about confidence intervals. Okay, and then we're going to make a plan for conducting a study. And we're gonna talk a little bit about this, but I just want to one more time say that it only takes one good piece of evidence to send a hypothesis down in flames, but it's going to take an endless amount of evidence to prove that it is correct. So if the null hypothesis is rejected, if I say this is definitely wrong, this is wrong, then something else is going to be accepted in its place. Okay, I don't say that I accept the alternative. It just, if I rejected this, then I only have this alternative to go with. Okay, so many times we have a study that said one thing, and then a couple of years later or a couple of decades later comes in a study that says, oh, wait, I have new evidence, and now we are able to reject it. Okay, so we never accept anything. We never just say this is the truth. We say that we are not able to accept anything. Okay, and this is a little bit of difficulty, and we will work with that and with the probabilities of how to prove ourselves in the right.